Have you ever wondered how an economic crisis can reshape an entire region's society and political landscape? Let's rewind to Southeast Asia in the years leading up to 1998. This was a region in the throes of rapid economic growth, a veritable tiger economy that appeared to be on an unstoppable path of prosperity. The region was the very epitome of stability, attracting investors from across the globe, and was seen as the next big thing in the world's financial stage. But beneath this facade of stability and growth, a storm was brewing. The first sign of trouble came in the form of the Thai baht. In mid-1997, this seemingly robust currency began to wobble, eventually collapsing under the weight of a speculative attack. This was the spark that ignited what would become the Asian financial crisis. As the dominoes began to fall, no one could have predicted the profound changes on the horizon for Southeast Asia. In the blink of an eye, the Asian tigers found their economies in freefall. As the crisis began in Thailand with the collapse of the Thai baht, it spread like wildfire across Southeast Asia, engulfing nations in its destructive path. The contagion was swift and merciless, sparing no one. Countries such as Indonesia, Malaysia, and the Philippines, once seen as beacons of economic growth and stability, suddenly found themselves in the throes of financial chaos. Currency values plunged, stock markets crashed, and unemployment rates soared, painting a grim picture of economic despair. In the midst of this turmoil, the International Monetary Fund, or the IMF, stepped in with a rescue package. However, these measures were seen by many as a double-edged sword. As part of the bailout, countries were required to implement harsh economic reforms, often leading to further hardship for the ordinary citizen. In a desperate bid to stabilize their flailing economies, some countries made the controversial decision to devalue their currencies. This move, although seen as a necessary evil by some, only served to heighten the economic uncertainty. As the crisis deepened, the economic upheaval began to stir social and political unrest. Protests sparked across the region, and governments found themselves under increasing pressure. The people, battered by the economic storm, began to question the status quo, setting the stage for a wave of reformation and revolution. The economic turmoil was only the beginning. The real revolution was yet to come. When the dust of economic chaos started to settle, Southeast Asia was on the brink of a societal metamorphosis. The year was 1998, and the financial crisis had left no stone unturned, exposing the underbelly of political systems across the region. In Indonesia, the crisis set the stage for the end of an era. President Suharto, who had steered the country for more than 3 decades, was overthrown. The crisis had revealed the deep-seated corruption in his regime, sparking a wave of public outrage that eventually led to his downfall. With Suharto's exit, the door swung open for a new chapter of democratic governance in Indonesia. The ripple effect of this revolution was felt far and wide. Malaysia, for instance, saw a shift in its political landscape. The crisis had exposed the shortcomings of the government, leading to a surge in support for opposition parties. This was a significant shift, considering the country's history of one-party rule. The crisis was a wake-up call, leading to more democratic governance. Thailand, too, wasn't spared. The crisis exposed the deep-seated corruption in its financial sector, leading to significant reforms. A new constitution was adopted, aimed at reducing corruption and increasing transparency in government and business practices. In the Philippines, the crisis became a catalyst for change. It exposed the flaws in the country's economic policies, leading to major reforms. The government adopted more stringent financial regulations to prevent a repeat of the crisis. In a nutshell, the crisis became a crucible for change, exposing the corruption and inadequacies that had long been swept under the rug. It forced these countries to take a hard look at their systems, leading to significant reforms in government and business practices. The crisis of 1998 was a catalyst, sparking a wave of change that would reshape Southeast Asia. It was a period of reformation and revolution, a time when the old was swept away, making room for the new. And while the journey was far from smooth, the end result was a Southeast Asia that was more resilient and democratic. The turmoil of 1998 left an indelible mark on Southeast Asia. In its wake, the region found strength, building a more robust economy that could better weather future storms. Governments focused on transparency and accountability, creating a more just and equitable society. The echoes of the past continue to shape the present, with the lessons of 1998 still influencing political and economic decisions today. In the face of crisis, Southeast Asia emerged stronger and more resilient, a testament to the transformative power of adversity.